after witnessing the Republican Party back down from their attempt to gut the Office of Congressional Ethics, that illustrated something that I think is really important to me, and that is that we still have power in this country. As American citizens, even though we're not rich, even though we're not elites, we don't lobby members of Congress, we still do in fact have power. And even though everyone in Congress, mostly everyone in Congress, 99.9% at least, are puppets, well, they're still human beings. And like all human beings, they don't like to deal with pressure from the public. They don't like to deal with people yelling in their ears. So just the phone calls that were made to Republicans who tried to gut the OCE, it showed that something so simple like that can have a huge impact. And with all of us having no time to protest because we are working 2 and 3 jobs, and with us lacking the resources to protest and fly to DC, there's something that I think we can do to take action that would be simple, yet it could have a huge impact. So I'm proposing that we take action. So down in the description box, I've included links to every senator in the United States. Now this includes important contact information like their phone number and their email address. And if you click on their website, you can find more contact information at the bottom of their page. Now there's another link in the description box that will direct you to your representative. So if you don't know who your current representative is, you can simply enter in your zip code, and then a link to the website of your representative will pop up. And once you go to their website, typically if you scroll down to the very bottom, you'll see all of the contact information that you need to get a hold of them. Now, once you have that information, I want you to save their phone number. So not only are we going to add it to our phone's contact list, but we're also going to bookmark these so we have them handy. And most importantly, I want you to physically write this information down somewhere so you don't forget about it. Now you can put it on a post-it note and attach it to your computer monitor. I put mine on my refrigerator just so that way it's handy and I don't forget about it. Now the point of doing this is for you to get involved. Anytime you see something in Congress that you don't like, I would urge you to call these people. They represent you. Their job is to listen to their constituents. Their job is to represent your interests. So you have the right, you're entitled to call these people. Your tax dollars fund their salaries. So anytime you see something you don't like, I want you to call them. Now, if you're in a place like me where you only have Democratic representatives, I would urge you to adopt a Republican. Pick a Republican throughout the country and write their number down as well and give them a call anytime you see them doing something shady. So if they want to privatize Social Security, if they want to repeal the Affordable Care Act, call that individual up and demand that they do not do that. Now, what's good about having Democrats there is that they still represent your interests. So even if they're doing something that you agree with, well, you can still call them when you see something shady going on in Congress. So, for example, I could call up my representative and tell him that I want him to stop Republicans from gutting the OCE. I can call up my senator and ask them to filibuster a harmful policy that the Republicans are trying to push through Congress. So I think that this is really important. Now, let me just say this. Does this replace actual grassroots activism and getting out of your house and actually showing up in the offices of these politicians? Of course it doesn't, but this is something that everyday Americans who are busy, who don't necessarily have time to protest, can do, and it's something that's small, but yet ultimately can be very meaningful if enough people do it. So I'm encouraging people to do this, and I'd love to see the pictures that you send me of the card that you put somewhere. Tweet them to me at Humanist Report. You know, let's all do this together. As progressives, we need to be even louder than ever right now, because with Republicans in control of every single branch of government, with Republicans controlling more than 2/3 of governorships, with them in control of legislatures around the country, I think that the time for resistance is right now, and it can start with you just doing something as simple as this.
Support this podcast by joining the independent progressive media revolution today at humanistreport.com.